Hello family, my name is Chris, I am your home gamer dad, and welcome to my next session for Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. I wanted to try something new for the beginning of the year, figuring to show you guys something different about the game because, it's just so much is going to be happening with it over the next few months that I wanted to kind of bring something new to light, something that you guys have been asking about here and there, and that I kind of wanted to show off at some point. So, for today's session, I will not only be taking on the role of 3, but 4 Rangers in 2 separate groups. That's right, today I will show you how to do the 2-player mode for the game. Poor Blake is like behind, it's on me and he's so dark back here. That's Navy for you, just disappearing into the background. But yeah, so these are my 4 Rangers that I'm going to be playing with today. We have basically brothers in arms. I'm so broing it up for this particular session. What I really wanted was Gem and Gemma to go with this because I wanted gold and silver as my theme, but brothers in arms work just the same. Another thing is I like putting the cards in the right color sleeve. So, Nate and Gem would be together and Steel and Gemma. So it'd be gold and silver or whatever, but that's okay. What I decided to say is pair them up in a certain way that I thought would be most beneficial for me from when I actually go through the game, because 2-player mode is different than standard mode. Now, this is more than just playing each one of these characters individually. That's a fine way to play. It's actually my preferred way to play when it's just me and my buddy Paul. We each pick 2 characters and I kind of two-hand the 2 characters. However, the official rules for 2-player games actually combine decks together. So now you have a larger set of cards to choose from, but with that reward also comes a lot of risk. The moment somebody goes down, it is game over. But I'll get into all that once I get down to the table, zooming in on the cards and the characters and giving a lot more explanation that way. For right now, who are we playing as? We have Steel and Nate, Beast Morphers Silver and Gold, respectively. You'll be able to find them in the Shadow of Vengeance theme box. It's the only theme box out there for the game. Wish there was more, but, we'll see what happens when it comes to the Kickstarter, which I'll talk about that a little bit later as well. And then we have Hunter and Blake, the Thunder Bros from Power Rangers Ninja Storm. These are found in the new Allies Pack 4 set that is out. That's like the latest set that's come out as of this video for Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. You'll be able to find all of that and more down in the description section below. So if you don't have these and you're looking to add them to your collection, if you're curious about them, see how they play, and now you want them, I definitely say head on down and use those affiliate links. They go a long, long way to helping the channel grow. Trust me, I am very much appreciative for anybody out there that uses them. But I digress. Today is all about our brotascular broskies broing it up down in Age-old Bro. Oh man, that was terrible. Sorry, don't hate me for that. I try to be bro, but it doesn't work so well. I have sisters, what can I say? Though my 3 sons, they act like that. It's crazy. So with that all said and done, thank you guys once again for joining me on this. I hope you enjoyed. This is, of course, a 3-part episode on YouTube. If you are a YouTube member or Patreon subscriber, you have the full run of this right now. You get that at basically the basic tier, I believe. So check that out if you want. Awesome. Again, so much ways of helping out the channel. But as always, your view, your like, your share, your comments, all that stuff go a long way in helping the channel. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. Ready? Let's go ahead, head down to the table with our broskies. Nate, Beast Morphers Gold. Steel, Beast Morphers Silver. Hunter, Crimson Thunder Ranger. Blake, Navy Thunder Ranger. All right, our bros are all set and ready to go. Got everyone all teamed up and set. And here we are getting ready to do our official 2-player game. Now, I am taking these rules directly from my version of the rule book. This is the original rule book that was released for the game way back in 2018. I have heard and seen that this has been updated and revised and everything, but I can't find anything online that's different than what I have here, other than something that Jonathan said on a board on BGG that kind of adjusts the top part right here, which I will actually do and talk about when I do it. So if anybody has any way of knowing where to find this, then, you know, great, thank you. Let me know down in the comment section below. I'm just going to go by off of this and what I've read online. All the other links I've ever read just don't work, so I don't know. But regardless of anything, if you are playing 2-player mode, that would be you are 2 different people, well, it's me right now by myself, obviously, controlling 2 groups of Rangers. They actually work in tandem together. Then you're going to take the cards from both of those Rangers that you're playing as and turn them into one big deck. So right now I have Nate and Hunter as this deck right here, the golden deck, and Steel and Blake as the silver deck right here. And as you can see, that is all of their cards put together. Instead of a 10-card deck, they now have a 20-card deck with 40 shields within it from top to bottom. It's a little bit more of a strategy involved here because you don't know who you're going to draw next and what cards you're going to get in combination. But I think that makes 2-player mode a very interesting mode. Maybe not my default mode. I still prefer to play, if I'm playing 2 players, like if my buddy Paul comes over or whatever, I still prefer to have like 2 separate hands for each of my characters. But because some of you want to know what the true 2-player experience is like, let's go over that right now. Now I've scanned it and put it over to the side just to make it a little easier to read, but first and foremost, during setup, according to the books, you put 2 action tokens in the center here and then no energy tokens. First off, energy tokens. They mean these, which are the tokens that I use for the games that represent extra lives. The energy tokens that it talks about in the game are pretty much ones that go in the command center, and should a Ranger fall in battle, you remove it from the command center, and poof, they're powered up, back, ready to go. In true 2-player mode, those do not exist. If both of your Rangers go down, which means you've gone through all 40 cards, or I'm sorry, 20 cards in your deck, your 40 shield deck or whatever, then it's game over. So that is the first thing you got to remember, is that there are no, there's no reviving of Rangers within this game using energy tokens or extra life tokens. I'm still going to have one for a reason I'm going to explain in a moment, but I just want to point that out. That's what it means. In addition to that, when it talks about the 2 action tokens, they want you to put 2 of these in the center, and each one of these would represent a recover action that's available for the entire team. Any Ranger can flip it over in order to activate the recover for their 2 Rangers. Well, I am going to talk about that in a moment as well. That's pretty much that. There is a thing that Jonathan has talked about on BGG where it said that you can forego the 2 in the center to give each of your groups 1 more action. So instead of 2 actions apiece with 2 of these in the center, it's 3 actions apiece. And by apiece, I mean per team, not per Ranger. 3 actions per team, which works out fine because as much as I played solo, you really don't need as many actions as you think to do everything because everybody works together. I did already talk about that each one of these are a single combat deck, so everything is put together into a standard 20-card deck of all their combat cards. Maximum hand size has increased to 7 instead of 5, just like it is in solo mode. Same thing also with solo mode. Once you use 1 action, both of your Rangers within your team move as 1. It's not like 1 alone and then the other has to use an action. When you control, this is different. The Rangers' effects and abilities. When you control 2 Rangers, each Ranger's ability and card effects apply to you, the player, instead of a specific Ranger. For example, if something happens where Steel plays a card and it says like, you can do this, Steel, instead of it just being limited to Steel, Blake can do it as well. They work together that way, sharing abilities. And there's really not that much of it within this game, but there is an example I'll talk about once we get over to the sideboard. Targeting multiple Rangers, that's pretty much the same thing as would be in solo mode. No matter what, they are still individual Rangers when it comes to targeting. So if something says 3 damage to 2 Rangers, if your team is there, then you would need to take 2 different instances of 3 damage because each Ranger would get hit for 3. 6 in total, but again, 2 separate instances, so you'd have to defend against them accordingly. Storing energy, each Ranger can store 1 energy token on their card at a time. So in a sense, you would have 4 energy tokens altogether if all 4 Rangers were in a battle. That's kind of standard for the core as well. When you do a recover action, both of your Rangers will gain their energy back for that 1 recover action instead of just one of them. So keep that in mind as well. Again, I'm going to talk about recover actions in a moment because it's not spelled out at all over here in terms of a question I had. Finally, the shared pool with Rangers in it have 3 energy instead of 2, which is huge because any 1 additional energy is amazing. All right, so that's pretty much all that over there. I'm just going to move these to the side. We do have our deployment deck that we're going to use in order to, deploy out. I have some fun monsters picked out for this. This is a brotacular event that we have right here, so expect some fun pairs of monsters to pop out. And then just for the heck of it, because I wanted to make this simple enough to make the 2-player mode shine, but also just to have enough of a challenge, we're just going to have our normal putty and super putties together. The original Brody putty, oh boy, Brody pose, whatever, putty bro trollers. There you go, I like that one. Now we can move ourselves over here and talk about how this is kind of laid out. Now, as I mentioned, these 3 sets of action tokens here represent each one of my 2 teams. So these 3 actions are going to be for Nate and Hunter. These 3 actions are going to be for Steel and Blake. Again, I really wish that Gem and Gemma were released instead of Hunter and Blake, because I would have loved to have done a gold and silver team up right here. But it's fine this way. I also decided to split them up because it just makes more sense to me in terms of that's how this would work. I don't know. I just like this dynamic of each one of the bros on a different, pair of team, and then when they're together as a whole, they do a massive amount of damage and attack and things along that ways. If you want to play it on your own home game, by all means, match Nate and Steel together and Hunter and Blake together as a 2-player. You probably have a much better time with some of their cards, bouncing off of each other. However, with that said, let's just work our way down just to talk about all of them. Nate, Prodigy. Once per battle, up to 2 different Rangers may each look at the top card of their deck and then may each draw 1 card. You may use this ability during battles in other locations. This is a little tricky in 2-player because, again, everything is 1 solid deck. The way I am going to play this is if I use this Prodigy ability for Nate and for Hunter, I am going to look at the top 2 cards of the deck and then choose what I want to do with them. So I'll look at the one, I may choose to draw it, which if I don't, let's see, and they may each draw 1 card. So I think what's going to happen is this would come into my hand regardless in order for me to draw the second card to determine if I want that in my hand as well. So I don't know. I'm gonna kind of work on that. That's a little weird when it comes to the 2-player rules, which you're gonna have to find these weird edge cases as you play through it. Moving on, Hunter Bradley, Crimson Thunder Ranger, Roaring Thunder. Once per battle, after any Ranger attacks an enemy card without the guard keyword, gain 1 energy. Again, remember, any Ranger, that does apply to all of them, regardless of anything. I mean, if they're in the same battle, obviously. Steel, I love this ability. Mr. Fantastic, super handsome, strong as steel. Once per battle, when you would draw a card, you may instead discard the top card of your deck. If you do, add 2 dice to the next attack any Ranger performs this battle. This is another one that I'm saying that this and Blake share together. If Blake ends up drawing a card, Steel could trigger this because they are on the same team. And even though this says when you draw a card, meaning Steel, based on the rules of 2-player, Blake would be able to trigger this as well. I don't think he would because he doesn't really have any draw abilities, but just something I wanted to point out in terms of how I've been interpreting how that rule is done. Again, it's not going to really come up that much here, at least not to my knowledge. Blake, however, Blake Bradley, Navy Thunder Ranger, Crashing Thunder. Once per battle, after any Ranger attacks an enemy with the guard keyword, you may deal 1 damage to an enemy card adjacent to the target. Obviously, ignoring guard, having a great time spreading damage. These are our experience tokens, which obviously I'm going to take off right now until we start defeating enemies, and that builds up. This is our token that shows whose turn it is in the round, and I am going to have this 1 back to action up here. I'm still playing by the same rule that is set within the book, is that if any one of these guys fall, that's game over. This is my second chance when it comes to a board possibly getting panicked. This is my last stand token, as I'm going to call it. I have 1 last stand where if the board gets completely filled, I can get rid of this and then just kind of keep moving. And that's really what this represents right there. It doesn't revive anybody. It just keeps me from having an instant game over from extreme panic. Got 3 energy in the base pool right here, which is awesome, as we know that's the way that's supposed to go. And then finally, the last thing I want to talk about is the recover action. The book does not specify how many shields you recover when you use a recover action. Now, you're sharing a deck. If you did 6 shields on a 10-card deck, that's out of the 20 shields that are within that deck, that's roughly a 30% gain from a recover. So it only makes sense that 12 shields would cover a 2-card deck or 2-player deck. So that's what I'm going to do. Whenever I use a recover action, I can recover 12 shields from the discard pile for either one of my teams, whichever one I'm controlling at the time. Actually, and then just remember that the lead token will have to be assigned to a specific ranger in order for anything that targets that. Nate's going to take it for right now. But as that is, I think we're ready to go. So let's power up these bros and show these evil aliens who's in charge. Ready, guys? Let's do our first deployment for the game. All right, 5 cards go down, and let's see how many putties go on. The Super Putty Bro Trollers, 2 of them go to the Bro Bar, yeah. Bro. Okay, that's enough bros. I think I've kind of broed myself out right now, so if I find any other fun things to say, I will say them. But for right now, we got 2 here. Come on, give me a 3, give me a 3, give me a 3. All right, 2 again, 2 in the Industrial District. These are some regular putties right there. Now, the good thing about 2-player mode is, just like any other mode of play, you can separate these guys. In solo mode, you kind of have to bounce one at a time around to different areas. Here, if I find like a big group of putties in one area, I can move in order to kind of take them down, but then I can start splitting up my team to try to take down smaller groups of putties individually, which is a very good strategy for this game, especially if you're playing 3, 4, 5, or even a 6-player count. 6-player count, you should never have any putties on the field ever at the end of the round. Seriously. I hate getting 1s this early to the Angel Grove High. See, this is what I mean. We got one little guy right here taking up a spot. I'd rather get rid of him, but, you know, it is what it is. Maybe we'll balance out and get a 3 coming up soon. Got another 2 at Angel Grove High. A lot of super putties going into there, so I like having more here then, so that's good. Hopefully I'll draw something for the Industrial District or Ernie's Juice Bar. That would be nice to have one area not populated by the end of this deployment phase. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Ernie's Juice Bar gets 2 super putties. Okay. Okay, I like this. This is really good because not only do we have, get up here, you, 4 here and 3 here. That's really good in order to knock these 2 out. These are our smallest numbers. 5 and 5 in terms of figure limit before they panic. We got just 2 over here in the Industrial District. They'll probably just chill there for right now. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is start planning. And I think the best way to do it is we're just going to kind of stick together as a group of 4 for right now. Because this is 2-player mode, the command center does activate. I'm used to not having it activate, to be honest with you, because solo mode, the center circle points don't do anything. But for this, the command center actually has its function, which for this particular circle is if you move into it, you power up, which means you completely gain back all your cards, you gain back all of your energy, and you're just kind of refreshed in that way, which is extremely helpful for the large decks that we have here. I think it'll be a better choice in terms of going in, healing up completely, and then moving out somewhere to do something else. We could do that now that we have 3 actions apiece. So I think what I'm going to do is we're just going to flip these 2 over first. 1, 2. I'll get back here and trying to keep things from falling all over the place. Now these represent movement. So the first movement we'll have, we're going to actually go to the juice bar. We're going to have Nate and Hunter zip on over, and we'll have Steele and Bradley then zip on over with the other movement. Now remember, each movement applies to the full team. So they would move in tandem together. These groups will never separate. That's always a thing to remember. What I'm going to then do is we're going to choose Nate and Hunter to be our first battle initiator. So they're going to initiate this battle. The 4 of us are going to go up against the 4 putties. We then have additional movement for each team. So we'll probably move on over to the high school and then have Steele and Blake finish it off. We'll definitely get a Zord by then, plus 1 more, and that will be a great start to round 1. So with all this already set up and ready to go, the bros have came on in and readied themselves. They got themselves their juice. They got themselves whatever energy drinks they want, and they're about ready to take these on a bro-on-bro 4-on-4 fight. let's do this. Zoom on in. All right, battle bro position. Fan on out and let's take them down one at a time, team. Here we go. All right, so this is going to be our opening draws of the game. We will start with Nate and Hunter. So I will draw. I have a maximum hand size of 7. I think for this situation, I'm only going to draw 6 apiece just to kind of give them a little bit, just leave, not going too deep into their decks right now because I don't want to be too much of a handicap for round 2. Plus, I haven't really talked about Hunter or Blake at all in my breakdown, so this is really new for me as well. Thunder Staff, 1 energy, 2 dice, 1 damage, also guaranteed. Another ranger may reveal a card from their hand named Thunder Staff. If they do, return this card to your hand instead of discarding it. So this is about the only reason I would have the 2 of them together as a single deck, because both Nate and Steele and Hunter and Blake have cards that say, if another ranger reveals X card with this name on it, obviously the other one has the name on it. So they work together that way. But again, I still feel like one of each bro in each team is just the way it feels. It feels so good. Any ranger may reveal a card from their hand with Thunder Kick in their name. If they do, deal 1 damage to an enemy card without the guard keyword. We got the Thunder Glider Cycle maneuver. Choose 1 card from your discard pile and add to your hand and deal 3 damage to an enemy card without the guard keyword. Oh, that's fun. Wow, we're getting all Blake stuff, or Hunter stuff right now. This is his power weapon, the Crimson Blaster, 4 dice. If this attack defeats an enemy card without the guard keyword, gain 2 energy, and another ranger may immediately play a card. Got some quick thinking from Nate right here. Play this card when any ranger suffers damage, gain 1 energy. That ranger may draw up to 2 cards, then choose 2 cards from their hand and place them on top of their deck in any order. Ooh, that's nice. That's a good cycle between this. Beast X Ultra Bow, King Ultra Bow. Any ranger may draw a number of cards equal to the amount of energy spent to play this. Add 2 dice to this attack for each card drawn. Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I just go 7? Let's just go 7. Let's go 7. We got a Thunder Shield right here. Play this card at the start of any enemy turn. Treat the first card each ranger reveals for defense on this turn as having 3 shields. So that's good with like stacking your deck in certain ways. The Thunder Shield guarantees it as a 3 shield blocker. All right, let's start drawing from Blake and Steele. Thunder Blast. Any ranger may discard a card named Thunder Blast. If they do, add 2 dice to this attack. See, I'm saying they just kind of work together that way. Thunder Blade. 2 energy, 3 dice. If this attack targets an enemy with the guard keyword, deal damage to... you may deal an equal amount of damage to an enemy card adjacent, so it's a spread attack. Tornado Star. Play this card when any ranger attacks an enemy card with the guard keyword. Gain 1 energy and add 1 to the attack. Saber Striker Silver. Any ranger reveal a card from their hand with Striker Saber in its name. Gain an energy. Striker Beast Blast. After you resolve this card, any ranger may discard a card of hand with Striker in its name to perform an attack with 4 dice. And we're going to stop with the Silver Swagger. Discard the top of your deck. Another ranger may immediately play 1 card with an energy cost of 0. Add 2 dice to that attack. Okay. I think that's good for these guys. I'm telling you right now, guys, I'm apologizing early in this video. This is going to be the most that I have to keep track of ever for any of these. I like to do solo only because I just have to deal with whatever hand of 7 cards I have, and that's it. Now I have a hand of 7 and a hand of 6 that I have to deal with, which if I wasn't recording and having to pay attention to my monitors and my video and my audio and things along that ways, then I probably could do it a lot better, but there will probably still be mistakes that are made. So that's just a fair warning to everyone out there right now. We're still going to try to do this the best we can. Obviously, if something is made, let me know down in the comment section below. Be kind, be courteous, be nice about it, obviously. And let's just try to have some fun here, shall we? So we got 4 super putties that we need to take down. The first one is Engulf, Fast Guard, Drain and Energy. Good thing we have 3 of those in there. Putty Pummel, 3 damage, very easy to deal with. Regrow, deploy 1 super putty to this location. Gotta get rid of that. And then another Engulf right here. Draining in energy, and of course it's fast, so we lose the first turn. And we just have to worry about 1 guard right there, because guards don't guard guards, so this is really the only one we have to worry about. However, I will basically do my best to get rid of this one first. Now, speaking of first, before I even play any cards, let's go ahead, activate Engulf. We've lost an energy from the pool, and now it is our turn. So that is 1 energy gone already. We're down to 2. Oh no, but there's a bunch of guards on the field, so we can gain it back by using Hunter's ability. We can deal damage using Blake's ability, and then plus whatever they have in terms of their cards in hand. All right, let's go ahead and start off by using the Thunderblade. Blake takes the first turn here, so we are going to use the 2 energy that is in the center right now in our pool. Plus, trust me, we'll get plenty of it back. If this attack targets an enemy with the guard keyword, you may deal damage equal to the damage to an enemy card adjacent. I am absolutely going after Engulf. It is a 3-dice attack, so it's almost guaranteed to kill it. Then I can then attack either the first Engulf or the Putty Pummel. Either way, I think depending on whatever I roll here, one of these 2 is going to go. Blake comes in with a Thunder Blade. Power of Thunder. 2 damage. Fantastic. All right, so we'll zap this one for 2. And then the Thunder Blade will actually go to the left to get rid of this one for 2. And then we'll just kind of work our way down. So we'll get rid of the guard here. Putty Pummel is able to be defeated. I may even just jump over to regrow and get rid of that first. It depends on what else I can play. Being that we are in 2-player mode, not in solo mode, that's it. That's gone. I don't get to redraw. So the only advantage here then is instead of having all these cards that I'm always figuring out, my hands will slowly get smaller as I play, and then I can see combos a little bit clearer. But in any case, this went. We go here. Let's take these 2 off, and we'll slap 2 on the experience board right there. Awesome. Let's keep going. Actually, before we do any of that, let's just go ahead and do this. Crashing Thunder. Once per turn, after any ally attacks an enemy card with a guard keyword, which I did, I can deal 1 damage to an enemy card adjacent. So I am going to do that, and then I'm also going to, that's without the guard keyword. All right, so I did that, so that's what we're doing. So I'm going to put the 1 damage on the Putty Pummel right here because of the Crashing Thunder, and then we're going to go ahead and use the Flashing Thunder Kick. 0 cost, 2 damage. Any ranger may reveal a card from their hand with a Thunder Kick in the name. If they do, deal 1 damage to an enemy card without the guard keyword. I have no Thunder Kicks, but we did do 2 guaranteed damage to the Putty Pummel, which, of course, destroys it. Pshaw! Nicely done. Taking another one off the board, and that goes to the discard pile. 1 more experience right there, and we'll use Hunter's ability. Come back here, you. We attack someone without the guard keyword, thus we gained an energy. All right, it is this putty's turn, done, and now we go again. We need to do 2 damage to this thing, or another putty grows here, and we don't really want to have to deal with that. We're actually just going to go full-on Thunder Brothers right here. Hunter is going to come in with his Thunder Staff. It's not a Thunder Blade or Thunder Kick, it's a Thunder Staff. I do at least 1 guaranteed damage, so I'm going to drop that right here. And then I do an attack of 2 dice. Another ranger may reveal a card from the hand with Thunder Staff. If they do, return this to your hand. There is no other one with the Thunder Staff, and I use the 1 energy from the pool. We're going to make this easy. I'm just going to roll right here. We need 1 damage in order to beat it. And of course, the Thunder Brothers go home. They go hard or they go home, and that's pretty much how that works. So, boom, shakalaka, kerbam, power of thunder, crashing into these putties. Shkaba, done, done, and done. Yeah, guys, all right. Drinks on me, my friends. Ha-ha. Wait, come back. You don't have any money. All right, beautiful. So that's going to go in there. We're going to go ahead and reset our abilities. And that has brought us to the end of this particular battle, which is fantastic. Now, we're going to go ahead and do a double move. Once again, we're going to move both of our teams over to Angel Grove High. And then we will initiate the battle here with Steel and Blake in order to do a fight against those 3 super putties over there. So these first 4 were pretty easily taken care of. We got 3 more to take down. I think I have enough cards in my hand that we should be able to do that without too much of an issue. Crashing in like thunder. Yeah. The new guys are taking the lead. That's okay. Let them showboat. I enjoy it. All right, so I'm trying to have this in order to pay attention to a little bit better. We got 1 reaction that reduces damage, or no, it doesn't reduce damage, but it's when suffer damage. When any enemy turn in battle for the Thunder Shield. We have 1 maneuver, which does damage. It's pretty good. Like, I like that attack. We got the Beast X King attack and the Crimson Blaster. I am just going to draw 1 more card here. Flashing Thunder Kick. Any ranger may reveal a card from their hand with Thunder Kick in the name if they do 1 damage to an enemy card without the guard keyword. Okay, so that's them. Got 1 reaction for the Tornado Star. We got a maneuver for the Silver Swag. Silver Striker Slash. Striker Saber. Blah, 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 blah. Silver, Striker, Saber, Silver, Slash, Super, Slash, Slah, blah, 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 blah. And we'll throw one here for the Brazen Strike. After you resolve this attack, you may draw a card. Ooh, I like that. That's really, really good. All right, good. All right, we got 3 super putties to deal with here, much better than the 4 from before. One less should make it a little easier. I have not talked about Nate's special card within his deck, the Legendary Arsenal. When I draw it, I will explain to you what exactly I did and what I have to decide and everything for that, should I choose to use it, which I very well may, especially if we get it and going up against bosses and monsters. Swarm Attack, deal 1 damage, increases damage by 1 for each foot soldier in this location, so that's right now doing 4 as is. That's right now doing 4 as is. And a Putty Pummel. Oh my god. Even though they're all 3s, this isn't a problem at all because we get the first turn to start wiping things out from left to right. We're actually going to start strong because, again, with a 2-player mode, you get 3 energy in the center pool at the beginning of a battle. So I've added that in already. We can immediately use Hunter's Crimson Blaster for 3 energy. It's a 4-dice attack. If this attack defeats an enemy card without the guard keyword, gain 2 energy, and another ranger may immediately play 1 card. I know exactly what I'm going to do in terms of combo-wise, so let's first take this 4-dice attack against that first swarm attack. Grab one of each of our colors, blue, red, silver, and gold. I don't like the silver, gold is all right, and then this is like the navy and crimson as is. So let's go ahead and roll these for 3 damage. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, I love it. All right, so we know for a fact that we have done that much damage. 4 damage, was it? 1, 2, 5. 5 damage to the swarm attack, so that's defeated. That's good. We're going to do that. We'll move you off. It did not have the guard keyword, so 2 energy went back to the pool, and then another ranger may immediately play a card. I'm going to go ahead and play Silver Swagger. He blasted him, and then Steel's gonna jump up and like do some like cool pose. Discard the top card of your deck. Another ranger may immediately play 1 card with an energy cost of 0. Add 2 dice to that attack. We are going to discard, because now remember, this is the top of his deck. This may be a Blake card. That's the chance you gotta take whenever you have these together. So he's going to discard the top card of this deck, which is actually a Blake card, which is Tornado Star, so that's gone. Now another ranger can play a card of 0 cost with 2 dice added to it. We're gonna have a Flashing Thunder kick. So Hunter blasts him, and then with the power of Swagger, he then comes in with a stronger kick that does 2 guaranteed damage. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Boom, boom. And then like we did before, we're just gonna go right here on the board, make it easier, and do 1 more damage, or do a massive amount of damage. Wow, that must have been some bro swagger. Swag bro. Yeah, I'll do that broing kick right here and blast that swarm attack out of the game. Ooh, man, that's beautiful. Ooh, yeah. So with that said, these are both discarded. You go to the board. We're gonna go get our Zord in a moment. Let me just kind of clean up a little bit. We got, that was our entire first move, by the way. Nothing else happened yet. There you go. We would go again, but first, let's go ahead and drop these in here. 1, 2. So now this has been completely filled up. I'm just gonna remove these from the board. Like so. We'll move this up 1, and we get our first Zord. Now the Zords are gonna kind of go over here. I just put them here collectively. You're supposed to attach them to certain groups. I don't have any cards with what I'm playing in this game that's going to really matter. If it does, it does. But, you know, whatever. We have first the Crimson Insectozoid. That would be Hunter's Zord. Exhaust this card at the start of any ranger turn in battle until the end of turn. The health value of all enemy cards without the guard keyword is reduced by 1. You know what? We're going to go ahead over here, and we're going to play that there. We're going to turn it to the side, and we're going to trigger it already. So now, all cards without the guard keyword are reduced by 1. So to represent that, I'm just going to put a damage marker on the Putty Pummel. It would have been every card without guard, by the way. Something to use at the beginning of a fight in order to, like, really, knock down health really quickly. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to use that 2 energy that the Crimson Blaster gave me in order to do the Thunder Glider Cycle. It's a maneuver card. I choose 1 card from my discard pile and add it to my hand. I'm going to take back the Flashing Thunder Kick because that's such an awesome card. Put that back in hand. Then I deal 3 damage to an enemy card without the guard keyword. Booyah! Lots of direct damage right here, because once you aim and are able to control lightning, as I've learned through Avatar, you can do a massive amount of damage. And we have now cleared out our second area for the board. Yeah, all right. This is actually also going to bring us to the end of round 1. That was actually, I felt that was really quick, to be honest with you. We have 1 extra experience right here, which is nice. Everybody still has all of their energy. I'm just going to put a 3rd in here because going into round 2, we know that we are going to be coming across a monster that's going to pop up. Those rules all still apply as if it's a normal game. You defeat the monster, you gain a free level up and a free whatever Zord that you have next. They don't gain any extra tokens or things along that ways. That's all solo mode. I have to get my mind out of solo mode because it's very different at this point. Let's reset our Crimson Insectozoid right here. Reset all of our tokens. So now we have all of our actions back. We are currently in Angel Grove High. Let's go to the deployment phase for round 2 and see where everything drops. Okay, so as far as round 1 goes, this is actually really, really good. We only have 2 actual enemies still on the board over here in the Industrial District. Everything else is cleared out. Now that means this is going to probably fill up a lot faster because of the triples plus the monster that's going to come out. Also, just keep in mind something. If you are new to my channel in terms of watching me play these games, understand this. I love theme. Theming is one of my favorite things about this game, putting certain guys together. That's why, again, I wanted gold and silver with gold and silver, because to me that was it's a really cool combination right there. But I think the bros are doing fantastic together as is. Once this monster comes out, I'll explain what the overall theme is. But for now, let's draw. First deployment, we have a single putty patroller at the park. Okay, taking in the sun, I see. Can't we do the 1s at the very end? Like, that should be a rule that at least 2 of the 1s should be at the end and a triple should be in the beginning. Nah, it's all luck of the draw, my friends. You got another one in the park. Oh, he had a hidden friend. I pulled all super putties last time. Now we get the regular putties in here. Fun. Next, we have, going to Ernie's Juice Bar, 2 regular putties. See, told you, here they come. And I didn't shuffle in the monsters into the deck. They're all just the 6th card, if you would, going down the line. So everything else is shuffled. They're all in random order that way. But we'll see where they're going to deploy and with who, and how bad the board's going to look before they go out. So number 4 is right here. 3, and oh wow, that panics it. That panics, oh no. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Man, when Ernie runs a sale, he runs a sale. So we got these 5 right here. We can always go on in and start knocking them down, but this panic will not go away until every one of these guys have been eliminated from the juice bar. Another thing that I've been seeing pop up that has some questions on BGG that I just want to make sure everybody understands. Even if a location is panicked, they still will collect foot soldiers and monsters so long as there's room on the board for them to go. It's just the area won't completely unpanic unless everything is off. So even if you had only like 3 guys here, 2 could still fit here even if the location is panicked. That's how the rule has always been. It's really oddly worded in the rule book. I've been noticing that, and people have been kind of pointing that out on BGG in terms of a thread that I've been looking at, but just kind of wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page with that rule. Especially now because we're going to be pulling the last card with our monster. Now, we got 2 more putty patrollers, as would be the case. This is all putty patrol. Wow. Okay, that's fun. Going to Angel Grove High, which is right where we are 2 putty patrollers and Squat and Babu. The original bros of the show. This is going to be kind of the theme going through this. I have selected monsters that were very often paired with each other within the show, and the 2 bosses as well. You probably can know who the 2 bosses are. The next set of monsters was somebody that kind of dawned on me while I was going through all of the available monsters. They're broemies, frenemies type deals. But these 2 guys stuck with each other through and through. They work very well together, and we have to defeat them as a pair. And when I fight them, I'll explain how I do that. And what's great is we don't have to move anywhere. We are right there. The Putty Patrol spawns in first, as per the rules of Heroes of the Grid. Mission Critical, it's the opposite. And then the monsters pop in as well, and this area is also immediately panicked. Now, I think we're going to do what we did last time. Let me just do some thinking here. Hold on. Okay, I definitely want to be able to get rid of Squat and Babu here and clear that out, and then back to the juice bar in order to clear that out. So I think what I can do is we're already here, so I'll probably have, who has the most cards? They're actually kind of even. We're going to have Steele and Blake start the fight here. Doesn't really matter who starts it so long as it started. So they'll start the fight here. Hopefully we'll beat it, in theory. That'd be great. And then from there, we can each then use a token to move over here. We'll have Nate and Hunter then start the fight here, narrowing it down the best that we can. And then we each have one more token afterwards. We'll do a second fight with whoever has like the most cards in their deck. And then whoever at the end of that fight will use our last token to move one of our two teams into the command center, whoever it is that didn't use it the last time. Because if I move them into the command center, they'll do a power up and they'll be full to go. I may even just count their shields. They may just do a recover action or whatever. They may just bolt to a recover. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But the idea is to clear this out and then to clear this out as best as we can. So with that said, let's just go ahead and start the fight right now. We're going to keep, well, let's make Blake the leader on this one, just for the heck of it. I don't think, again, it matters, but, you know, whatever. For funsies, Blake is the leader as we go up against Squat and Babu.
I don't remember a gold and a silver ranger. And why are these two different colors? These are like darker versions of rangers. When did this happen?
You idiot, we're in another dimension. These are other rangers from other areas. Come on, let's take them out and get back to Rita before she yells at us.
Oh, I don't like that.
All right, so I only got 4 cards for Nate and Hunter, so I'm definitely going to be drawing at least 2 more from them for this battle. So first one we draw is the Striker Saber Gold. Any ranger may reveal a card from their hand with Strike Saber to add 1 dice to this attack. That's great because, Steele has 1 in his hand. Okay, that's another way. I could do it as well this way because it's any ranger may reveal a card. So I can reveal this card to make that a 4 dice and then reveal one from Steele to make that a 4 dice. Okay, that's great. That's 2 awesome 4 dice attacks. I'm actually going to make the full 7 card hand limit here. Another glider cycle. Cool. Beautiful. Fantastic. All right, so we know the Tornado Star we have right there. We have the Thunder Blaster for him. There's our Silver Saber Striker Blaster, and then another Striker Beast Slash. So we got a lot of great stuff in here right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Definitely draw another one. I am amazing! Reaction. Play this card at the start of battle. You may draw a card, gain an energy, or deal 1 damage to an enemy card of your choice. That is awesome. That's going to happen. So let's just go ahead and just draw 1 more. Hey, any ranger may reveal a card to gain an energy. Okay, cool. That's great having those in hand. It's gonna be awesome to play those with the Beast Bros. So when going up against duo monsters, the way that it works is you draw 2 cards from each deck. You get to choose which monster you want to start with, but you draw the 2 cards from one and then you draw the 2 cards from the other. And your goal on the monsters is to defeat 2 cards from their decks in order to get rid of them. Now, if I put 2 down for Squat, just for example, and 2 down for Babu, say I defeated both of Squat, but I did not defeat all of Babu, then I would need to do another battle in order to make sure that I defeat at least 2 cards from Babu in order to destroy the monsters completely. That would also mean I would need to put down 4 cards for Babu, anything that wasn't destroyed otherwise. Goal though is to get rid of all this. Now, if I manage to defeat one of these monsters in battle as is, then I would gain 3 experience for defeating them. And then once I defeat the other one, then I would gain another 3 experience, thus giving us that particular level up that I mentioned, gaining another Zord. We also have 2 regular putties to this, so that'd be nice to throw down in order to gain the experience that way as well. Going to start with Squat, so we'll put him down first. The Blunderbuster Guard, each ranger must roll 2 dice. Each ranger, oh goodness, 3 damage to each ranger for every miss. Oh no. Another guard, each ranger must draw 3 cards. That's me drawing 6 cards from each one of the decks. Oh man, that's tough. And then we'll take Babu. I mean, these aren't the worst things at all, but oh boy, they'll burn through my decks really quickly that way. You can have as many cards in your hand as you can hold. You can only draw up to a certain amount of cards in the beginning of in the beginning of a battle as is. So, all right, so we got that all done. Next, we have a fast card. All right, that gives us some time here for stuff. Awful Alchemy. Ranger with the most cards in their deck must guess the shield value on the top card and discard it. If they guess wrong, repeat this effect until they guess right or are defeated. That is terrible. Oh no, that is awful. And we got another one too. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, yeah, we got to get rid of those for one hit. I got to get rid of that one because that'll deck you out quickly. What's funny is there's really not much damage here other than the Blunderbuster, but I could still have a way of knocking myself out really quickly should I be terrible at guessing that Awful Alchemy. 2 for the Putty Patrol. There's a leaping attack for that. And Cannon Fodder. Guard. So that's going to be guarding. This right here is guarded. You are guarded from the bottom and you are guarded from the side as well. So this Awful Alchemy actually has 2 guards on it based off of Blunderbuss and Cannon Fodder. The good thing is that I have plenty of ways to get around it. The bad thing is that this card is going to go first. There's my little lightning bolt, so we'll do this. However, before it triggers, we are going to say, I am amazing. Play this card at the start of battle. The battle has started. This will actually supersede that going first. I can draw 1 card, gain an energy, or deal a damage to a card of my choice. I'm actually going to take this and put this on the Awful Alchemy right there, just because I'm going to try to knock that down faster. All right, so as far as whoever has the most cards in their deck, that is Blake and Steele. I'm just going to call 2 because 2 is the most common shield number within the deck, and that looks like ones that I don't have the most of. So we're going to say 2. All right, good. I figured it out already. Already, so I didn't have to do that. So this is discarded. I am correct. That's it. The attack is done. That's fantastic. But now we get to go, and I got to figure out a way to destroy that for good. Before I do that, I am going to activate the Crimson Insectoid at this point. Exhaust this card at the beginning of any Ranger turn in battle. Till the end of this turn, health on all enemies without the guard keyword is reduced by 1. So again, it's without the guard keyword, but it's still like half. So that's technically taking a hit, this is technically taking a hit, and that's taking a hit as well. If damage ever equals health, then the card is destroyed. So I really only need to do 2 more to this one and 3 to that one, but still got to defeat these 2 from squat. I want to do a lot of the Cyber Strikes and everything, but I need to get rid of that Awful Alchemy first. So what I'm going to do is the Thunder Glider Cycle. Choose 1 card from my discard pile and add it to my hand, which might be, oh man, which one do I want to do? Let me look, hold on. I'm actually just going to do a swap. I'm going to take the other Thunder Glider, put it back into my hand, because we do have a lot of energy to play with, so that's fine. But I definitely was able to spend 2 energy, and I could do 3 damage to an enemy card without the guard keyword. This is a maneuver. This is not a targeted attack. I can choose any card I want without the guard keyword. Thus, Awful Alchemy is going to be defeated, so I don't have to deal with it. That is the main shtick right there. Now, the Blunderbuss and the I Have an Idea are going to be 2 that I got to figure out how to do otherwise, but for right now, at least that is handled. And then this goes, and boom, our turn again. Before I do anything else, I'm going to do Prodigy. Once per battle, up to 2 different Rangers may each look at the top card of their deck, and then they may each draw 1 card. You may use this ability during battle in your location. So I'm actually going to take the first one on Blake. So we're going to go ahead and look at the top card of this deck, which is the Navy Antler. If this attack defeats an enemy with the guard keyword, deal any excess damage of this attack to each card adjacent target. It's actually not bad in order to have. So I'm actually going to keep that one in hand. We're going to go ahead and look at the next one, which is the Blazing Strike. We're going to leave that right there. We are not going to draw that. Actually, no, we would. We would draw that. Say we would draw that. But instead, once per battle, when you would draw a card, you may instead, let's get rid of this, discard the top card of your deck. So I will discard this actually. And if you do, add 2 dice to the next attack any Ranger performs during this battle. So let's go ahead and activate the Navy Antler. Now it's going to be 3 energy. So now we're only down to 2 energy, but I've taken the energy from Steele and Blake in order to pay for this. This is now a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dice attack. 7 dice attack, I'm sorry, that's how math works. This is a 7 dice attack. If this attack defeats an enemy with the guard keyword, because we're going up against Blunderbuss, deal any excess damage from the attack to each enemy adjacent to it. Unfortunately, it's only going to go over here. It would have been nice to kind of bounce it back and forth, but that's okay. Any extra damage over 4 goes on to I Have an Idea, which could really mean the difference between defeating it and not. All right, 7 dice, doing minimum of 4 damage. I want a minimum of 4 damage here. Shouldn't be an issue, but, you know, this game it kind of gives us and takes us away. What do we got here? Oh, wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, boom right there, plus an additional 3. So I Have an Idea has now taken 3 damage. However, we could take that one step further. With Crashing Thunder, once per battle after any ranger attacks an enemy with the guard keyword, you may deal 1 damage to an enemy card adjacent to the target. 4 damage from the antler with 3 flowing over to here, and then the Crashing Thunder defeating it. Boom, boom, Squatty here has been eliminated. Fantastic. And as I mentioned, that's 1, 2, 3 experience for defeating that one monster. Once we defeat Babu, we will get that 3 experience as well. However, if we defeat those 2 foot soldiers there, then we would at least gain another Zord regardless of anything. The only thing I'm not liking is that we don't have a lot of energy. However, there is a way that we should be able to just kind of keep a good supply of energy going, at least for the next several cards. Okay, so the antler is done. We finished that. That was an awesome move, by the way. I love it. That was great. We're going to go ahead and put this down. Man, the Thunder Bros are awesome. Oh, they're so cool. All right, I've never played them. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've never played them before. This is the first time I'm playing them. I've looked at their cards. I've read through them, but you two, man, you two are awesome. Even not working, like, I haven't really used too many of their combos, but this is awesome. Speaking of using combos, it is our turn again. I am going to go ahead and play Striker, Saber, Silver. 3 dice attack for 1 energy. We do have the 1 energy. However, any ranger may reveal a card from their hand with Striker Saber in the name. Shkaba, we have our bro coming in with his bro. Sure, why not? Striker Saber Gold, revealing that, gaining an energy. So in a sense, this is a free 3 dice attack. We have 2 of these. So I am going to play them in tandem, one after another with, you know, the Striker. I don't have to discard them. I just have to reveal them. Hey, I have them. Hooray. So that's what we're doing. We're going to have 2 3 dice attacks. The first 3 dice attack, I'm going to go up against, why don't we just, well, I can't go after leaping attack because it's guarded by cannon fodder. So, you know what? Yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't we do a 3 dice attack against cannon fodder? That would then be this turn, and then Squat would go. We would have another turn with another 3 dice attack against leaping attack, which still would give me 1, 2 turns to defeat that final Babu card. All right, here we go. First dice attack against cannon fodder is perfect. That is 1, 2, 3 right there. So that's a double hit. I hate these silver dice sometimes. They're so hard to see, but it's a double attack if you can see it in the light or whatever. So, all right, so that's the first attack. Cannon fodder has been defeated. Second attack against leaping attack is 1 damage. So leaping attack is going to go off. All right, so we did the damage here, so that's defeated. That's at least no longer guarded. The second attack, that would happen. Second attack would go. Leaping attack strikes. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about it. However, I can play a Thunder Shield, which is play this card at the start of an enemy turn in battle. Treat the first card each ranger reveals for defense this turn as having 3. I'm going to go ahead and just Steel and Blake are probably going to go to the command center to power up, so I'm just going to go through the best I can. So this has 3. This is discarded, but at least he doesn't have to draw any more cards. We now have 2 turns. I really should just kill that first. That's the better idea. Okay, so we're going to win it. We're going to use all of our energy, but we're going to win this. First things first, we're going to do the gliders, Thunder Glider Cycle. This is the second one that I had in my hand for him. I get to choose 1 card from my discard pile and add it to my hand. I'm taking my other Flashing Thunder Kick and adding it to my hand because I'm going to need that. Just because I like that card. It's an amazing card. We're spending the last 2 energy that are on Nate and Hunter, so there's no more energy in the field. 3 damage going at the Awful Alchemy because it does not have the guard keyword. That is defeated, and we have 1. I'll do the cleanup in a moment to get the Zord. You're supposed to do it immediately, but we're going to just hold off for a moment because now this would go this would go. And just because I want to get as much experience as possible, I will use my other Flashing Thunder Kick. That would do, what is it? May reveal from their hand, Thunder Kick. If they do deal 1 damage to an enemy without, you know, it doesn't really matter because that's enough to defeat it anyway. So, from it all, we gain full-on level up and 2 more. Well, we did the 3 already, so 3 more plus 2 more from these putties. And I don't know why I took Steel out of here. He has to go back because these guys just go right out of this dimension. Good job, guys. All right, fantastic finish right there. So we know that we gained at least 2 experience for those 2 putties and then 3 that we got. So technically that's where we are. This has moved up 1 and we're halfway to another one. And our new Zord is, on loan from Cam, our other samurai friend. Or what is it, from Ninja Storm. The Samurai Stark Chopper. Exhaust this card when any ranger suffers damage to reduce it by 2. Exhaust this card when any ranger performs an attack. They may reroll any number of dice during the attack. That will be very, very helpful, as they usually are. So, with all that said, I would like to, I think I can go over to the juice bar and start kind of, there should be enough cards in my thing. So we're going to go ahead and go 1, 2. Everybody moves to the juice bar, which is great. And then these guys will initiate the battle with some putties to not only give us some more experience, but also kind of reduce that down the best we can.